Welcome to Cold Brew Finance's U.S. End-of-Week Deep Dive. This week, we will take a comprehensive look at market movements in indexes, sectors, stocks, and global markets. For the week ending Friday, February 27, 2026, we'll deliver the crucial insights you need. Kicking things off, I'm Max Profit. Key U.S. indexes mostly declined this week. The S&P 500 index closed at 6,878.89, falling by 30.63 points. The Dow 30 index decreased by 648.5 points, ending at 48,977.93. For the Nasdaq Composite Index, there was a dip of 217.86 points to 22,668.21, while S&P 400 MidCap posted a new all-time high despite a slight dip. Market breadth was mixed this week. S&P 500 showed 305 advances to 186 declines. Within Dow 30, 18 stocks advanced while 12 declined. However, Nasdaq saw more declines than advances, and Russell 2000 was almost evenly split. Reviewing returns, S&P 500 showed slight weekly and monthly declines with a positive year-to-date gain. Dow 30 similarly experienced a shake with a modest year-to-date recovery. In contrast, Nasdaq posted a larger month-to-date drop, while S&P 400 MidCap enjoyed substantial month-to-date growth, highlighting strong performance. Long-term returns reveal distinct achievements. S&P 500 showcased a 10-year annual rate at 13.44%, a stable climb. Nasdaq stood out with a 25.48% annual rate over 3 years. Meanwhile, S&P 400 MidCap reached new highs, consistently strengthening. Russell 2000 follows similar positive trends.
Checking out best and worst performing equities, I'm Penny Stock. XWELL jumped to a close of 1.49, an impressive rise of 1.11 or 292.3%, marking a new one-year higher close and a very strong positive trend. It's been a remarkable week for the stock. With daily and total returns, XWELL led the chart with a one-week total return of 292.3% and a daily average return of 48.54%. Right behind, Gossamer Biotech had a weekly total return of 175% and a daily return of 25.26%, showcasing significant performance. Focusing on annual returns, XWELL had an ARR of 37.96% over the past year, while its 10-year annual rate of return was significantly low at minus 58.11%. Gossamer Biotech's strong positive trend bolstered its returns, despite a mixed outlook over longer timeframes. Checking out big caps, Keysight Technologies advanced significantly, closing at 307.33, a rise of 26.1% for the week, and marking a new all-time high for the fifth consecutive week. The stock shows a very strong positive trend with strong upward volatility. In total and daily returns, Keysight Technologies shines with a weekly return of 26.1%, while Paramount Skydance follows closely at 26.1%. Both stocks experience strong upward volatility with fast-paced gains. Big caps over long term. Keysight Technologies shows impressive 10-year ARR at 28.03%, reflecting consistent performance. Netflix demonstrates a significant 3-year annual return rate of 43.85%, indicating strong growth despite its mixed negative trend. In contrast, worst performers this week include Quhuo, closing down 85.5% at 0.13, marking a new all-time low. Similarly, Gossamer Bio slumps 80% due to a strong negative trend, highlighting concerning downward volatility. Focusing on total and daily returns, Quhuo had a weekly loss of 85.58% with high negative daily returns. Libang International also closed significantly lower, reflecting a troubling trend for these stocks with continuous declines. This week's worst performers in the U.S. market include Quhuo, which fell sharply by 85.5% to an end price of 0.13. It's now reached a new all-time lower close, marking a 2-week consecutive downward trend. Quhuo has been flat for 81 days. Among big-cap stocks, First Solar led the declines, closing at 197.20, down 18.4%. It's facing a negative trend accompanied by strong downward volatility, emphasizing the challenges in the solar sector this week. For big-cap stocks, KKR experienced a 13.3% weekly decline, closing at 87.68. It marked its 7th consecutive week of losses and recorded a new 1-year low. This reflects a very strong negative trend with some downward volatility. In terms of annual returns, Apollo Global Management has seen a 29.06% decline in its 1-year total return, despite a 48.54% growth over 3 years. Closing at 104.60, it's been on a 9-week downtrend with strong downward volatility.
And now on to U.S. sector performance. The utilities sector closed the week with a new all-time high at 482.92, up 13.56. This marks another milestone as it follows a very strong positive trend with some upward volatility observed. Each sector showcased significant gains this period. In market breadth, the utilities saw substantial activity with 63 advances and 22 declines in a day, reinforcing a strong upward momentum. Notably, the energy sector experienced significant advances, totaling 118 while only recording 29 declines, underscoring its bullish streak. For total and daily returns, the energy sector showcased a remarkable year-to-date total return of over 24%, with daily returns averaging at 0.57%. Additionally, the utilities sector exhibited a solid month-to-date total return of nearly 9.9%, highlighting an impressive gain within the same timeframe. Examining longer-term metrics, the basic materials sector reported an impressive 10-year ARR of 9.84%, reflecting high growth potential. Meanwhile, the healthcare sector performance over a decade gave a strong annual return rate of 9.15%, signaling robust historical growth trends.
In the U.S. utilities sector, we're seeing some strong performances. GE Vernova recorded a new all-time high with a close of 873.60, a gain of 43.26 points. It's been closing up for 5 consecutive weeks, showing a very strong upward trend. Tracking returns, Constellation Energy has shown an impressive weekly return of 11.8%. AES also recorded a new 1-year high, with strong upward volatility. Its weekly returns have been climbing for 6 weeks, reinforcing a strong positive momentum. Looking at long-term returns, GE Vernova shines with a remarkable 1-year ARR of 167.75%. In contrast, American Waterworks posts modest gains over 10 years, with a 7.69% ARR. Meanwhile, AES showcases a solid 66.47% annual increase over the past year.
The technology sector ended the week at 5,365.46, dropping by 118.97. Its trend shows a mixed negative direction. The financial services sector followed with a decline, closing at 853.80, down 17.4, maintaining a very strong negative trend. Meanwhile, despite a slight dip, the industrial sector recorded a new all-time high, signaling a very strong positive trend. In market breadth analysis, the technology sector saw 488 decliners over the past day, reflecting a negative trend. The financial services sector also faced declines, with a weekly advance ratio heavily biased towards declines. Despite overall declines, the industrial sector recorded more advances than declines over the last month. Weekly returns reveal the technology sector enduring a weekly total return of minus 2.17%. Similarly, the financial services sector saw a weekly decline of 1.96%. Surprisingly, despite declines, the industrial sector registered positive monthly returns of approximately 7%. Examining long-term performance, the industrial sector demonstrated a robust 10-year TRR of 12.64%. Conversely, the technology sector displayed substantial long-term growth with a 10-year ARR of 22.93%. Meanwhile, the financial services sector lagged behind with a modest rate of 11.53% over the same period.
First Solar plummeted this week, closing at $197.20, a drop of $44.68. It is experiencing strong downward volatility and displays a negative trend. Similarly, Zebra Technologies dipped, closing at $223.96, marking a 12% decline, indicative of a very strong negative trend over 2 consecutive weeks. First Solar shows alarming declines, with a weekly total return of negative 18.4% and strong downward volatility. Zebra Technologies followed closely with a weekly return of minus 12.3%. In contrast, Enphase Energy has a stronger upward trend, despite a 9.2% dip this week. Over the long term, NVIDIA showcases significant gains with a 3-year total return of 650% and a 10-year rate at 717%. Meanwhile, Enphase Energy offered spectacular 10-year growth despite recent dips. Zebra Technologies declined this year, lacking long-term momentum.
Thanks for watching. I'm Max Profit, along with my AI co-host Penny Stock. Please like, subscribe, comment, share. Cold Brew Finance is an experimental project with market reports written, narrated, and delivered totally by AI, with market data kindly provided by financialmodelingprep.com. Always seek professional financial advice before making any investment decisions. Check into the channel daily for coverage of stocks, crypto, currency, and commodities. Thanks for watching.